You're sitting here in disbelief that he's 64, that he's a top 70 player. That is not even crazy, dude. Like, what are we talking about, dude? So the great Matt Moscona had some opinions and some hot, spicy takes on Chris Olave being 64th out of the NFL's top 100, voted on by the players. We'll see how long it takes to piss me off. Oh, my fucking... 64 isn't that high, by the way. 64 is not even in the top half of the league. And you're complaining about 64? I don't know what is so hard on. No! Lamar Jackson had a worse 2025 season. You don't care about facts. You care about being right. And you're still wrong.
Why does the internet say that Chris Olave is the 64th best player in the NFL?
Because he is. We'll get into more of that later.
Chris Olave, number 64. Was this the top 100 receivers, Muse?
If Chris Olave is the 64th of top 100 receivers, we're in trouble, dude. We're going to get into his statistics in a little bit, but to say the 64th receiver is insane.
That there's only 63 players in the entire NFL better than Chris Olave.
Yeah, sounds about right. In 2025, by the way, this list is all 2025, so keep that in mind because that's very, very important to distinguish.
Oh, by the way, this is the same list that had Lamar Jackson at 69.
Nice. I'm so happy. This is the first time we're going to get into this. Look, again, let's go back to the list being from 2025. This top 100 list is the top 100 of 2025. Let's keep that in mind. We can't forget that, okay? Last season in 2025, Lamar was 23rd in passing yards with 2,500 yards. Tyler Shuck almost got that in 9 games. We were going to talk about injury prone, right? Spoiler alert, he talks about Chris Olave being injury prone. Shocker. Lamar Jackson, 13 games this season? I think he's had, 2 full seasons that he's played? Every other he's missed 1 or 2 games? Same thing. Lamar Jackson isn't injury prone, and Chris Olave is. That's what I mean, dude. You're picking and choosing what it is that you want. What you want to look at. Again, let's look at the stats. Let's say you're an NFL player. And you're just given the stats. You're not given the players at all. If you had to choose between a quarterback that only played 13 games, that threw for 2,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, not bad. 7 interceptions, again, not bad. But had a QBR of 62.7. Not horrible, not great. Whatever. Or you could choose a receiver that had 100 receptions, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 11.6 per catch. You're choosing the receiver, dude. Take away the name Lamar Jackson. You're choosing the receiver because of what he did in 2025. Without a doubt. Chris Olave had a better 2025. Yes, I'm taking Chris Olave every single time for the year of 2025. Career-wise, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. Obviously, he's a quarterback. Great quarterback. 2-time MVP. Of course you're taking Lamar Jackson, but that's not the discussion here. That's not what we're talking about.
The second best player in the NFL to number 69, and he's not as good.
I don't know what is so hard to understand about this. I don't know what's so hard to grasp about this. This is his job, by the way. I have a full-time job, and I do this as a hobby. This is his full-time job, and he's not grasping this. Who are you taking? That's not the question at hand.
I'm going to take Lamar Jackson. I'm going to take the quarterback.
No! Clearly, Chris Olave is better. It's on the internet.
No! Lamar Jackson had a worse 2025 season. That's why we're taking Chris Olave, because he had a better 2025 season. When he needed to get the ball, when you needed to play, you went to Chris Olave. That's what it was. That's facts. That's what it is. Bottom line.
Just because you can't put anything on there that's not true, I can't disagree with what you put on there.
Well, then you're disagreeing with a fact.
You can do that.
2 + 2 is 4. Do you disagree?
No, I agree.
2 + 2 = 4. Do you disagree, Sconey? 23rd in yards, 18th in touchdowns, 12th in interceptions, and 9th in QBR versus 7th in receptions, 8th in yards, 8th in touchdowns, well, average yards per catch, whatever. Who are you taking? Who are you taking in that? Facts are facts. 2 + 2 = 4. Lamar Jackson had a worse 2025 season. You don't care about facts. You care about being right, and you're still wrong.
Dude, the number of people my Twitter mentions today about Chris Olave being number 6.
The attitude is why people are in your Twitter comments. That is why. Not the take itself, not the opinion that Chris Olave isn't a 64th overall receiver or that Lamar Jackson is better than Chris Olave. That's not the reason why people are in your Twitter comments. People are in your Twitter comments because of this reaction, because of this attitude. That is why. Because you're anti-Homer takes recently. Pretty much. 64 isn't that high, by the way. 64 is not even in the top half of the league. And you're complaining about 64? What are we talking about? Imagine next year if he gets ranked to the top 30. Dude, imagine his head exploding if that happens. Oh, my God.
Remember we talked about it a day ago.
Yeah, we remember.
We had NFL coaches and executives, and like they ranked Chris Olave, coaches and executives on the ESPN list, as the 26th best receiver in the NFL. People actually have to make decisions about like signing guys and paying guys and drafting, blah, 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 blah. Okay, they had Olave the 26th best.
So you agree with the coaches list, but you don't agree with the players list. You hate lists, but you agree with the coaches list because it reflects your opinion, but you don't agree with the players list that doesn't reflect your opinion. Like, what are we talking about, dude?
Dude, this is the players that vote on the top 100, right?
Yes, this is the players, yeah.
Yes, the players. The players that have to line up against him. The J.C. Horns of the world, top 5 cornerback in the league, top 10 cornerback in the league, who's getting put on his face by Chris Olave.
I wonder if we went up to all these players and asked them individually, hey, if you could have Lamar Jackson or Chris Olave.
In the 2025 season, yes. Yes, we are taking Chris Olave over Lamar Jackson. Yes. I know it's crazy, but we're going to choose the player that had a better season. Guaranteed. We're going to choose the player that was tougher to guard. Lamar Jackson played 13 games. He played 4 more games, more than Tyler Shuck. Lamar Jackson had only 200 more yards. 200. Tyler Shuck played 4 less games than Lamar Jackson and had better weapons than Tyler Shuck did. Only had 200 more yards. Like, what are we talking about, dude? Lamar Jackson is a great player. I don't want to take anything away from Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson clearly had the worst season of his career. So yes, he will drop very, very far. That's the way that it goes. It is a yearly release of the top 100 based on the previous.
My guess is, methinks they're probably going to go with Ocho.
Clearly not, because they ranked Chris Olave above Lamar Jackson. So clearly they're going to take Chris Olave over Lamar Jackson in 2025. This isn't even a conversation here. This is not a conversation. We're not talking about career. We are talking about 2025 season. Okay? Cool. Glad we cleared that up.
I don't hate Chris Olave. This is the big misconception.
We know you don't. We know you don't hate Chris Olave. We know that you're a homer. We know that you're from Louisiana. We know that you've been a long-time Saints fan. But the way that you were talking about it is the disrespectful thing that we can't get over, that we don't understand. You're sitting here in disbelief that he's 64, that he's a top 70 player. That is not even crazy, dude. Like, what are we talking about, dude? This isn't crazy.
I think Chris Olave has been a good teammate.
Oh, my fucking... Oh, I forgot about this part.
He shows up. I think he plays really hard.
You're talking about him the way that you would, like your friend's special needs kid that they decide to put on a little league field. Yeah, let's put him in right field. He's a great teammate. He adds a lot to the dugout, but he can't hit for shit, and he's just basically there, picking his nose in right field. This man has had over 1,000 yards 3 of his 4 seasons, and the one that he didn't was when he got hurt because he was throwing a hospital ball from Derek Carr, dude. He's not just a good teammate. He's not just show up and practice. He's a bona fide all-pro star wide receiver 1 by his accolades, by his stats, and his performance. This is why people are bothered by your take, dude. What?
It's just that when you're a top 15 pick in the draft, you're gonna have enormous expectations.
Of course, and he's met every single one of those expectations. Look, let me give a parallel for you. The way that he's talking about Chris Olave is as if you would be talking about Robert Meacham. Now, Robert Meacham was a top 30 pick, round 1, pick 27. Tennessee guy. I remember when we drafted him. I was super excited for when we drafted him. I thought he was gonna be a dog, and he had his moments, great plays. That pick against the Redskins that Drew Brees threw, and then he went down the field and stripped the ball for a tutty. Bro, like, he made some unbelievable plays. But again, let's look at his production. Almost 300 yards, 700, 600, 600, 200, 300, 100. That is not a first rounder. This is valid criticism here. If Matt Moscona was talking about Robert Meacham, I get it. It all makes sense, right? Good contributor, made some great plays, couldn't be consistent. That's a disappointing first rounder. Okay, Robert Meacham is a disappointing first round. If we got him in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, awesome. Chris Olave, 1,400 when he was hurt because of hospital balls, and almost 1,200. That's a first-round draft pick. What else do you want out of him? This isn't Robert Meacham. This is Chris Olave we're talking about.
If Chris Olave were an undrafted free agent and delivered a 1,000-yard season.
Huh? Brother, what undrafted free agent is putting up 1,000 yards 3 out of 4 year seasons? All right, here's context for you. Here's an undrafted free agent, almost 500, 700, 350, 500, 188, 680. That's a UDFA performance, and that actually is blowing you out of the water. That is a phenomenal UDFA performance. 1,000-yard receiver every single year. If you think that you're getting that out of your UDFA, you are high off the craziest crack I've ever heard in my entire life, dude. To say that a UDFA should give you 1,000 yards a season is diabolically stupid. 2 + 2 equals 4. I'm doing the math here. You're overlooking the math, or you're doing your own math that is just wrong.
He's played 4 NFL seasons. In 4 years, he's never played a full 17 games.
Oh my, dude, I hate this, dude. I hate this, dude. He's so injury prone. He's never on the field. We need to get him on the field more. Okay, first season he missed 2 games. Second season, 1 game. Concussion, 1 game. So taking out the concussion, 2-1-1. Let's take a look at our Lord and Savior, Lamar Jackson. Complete season, his rookie year. Missed a game, missed 5, because this is 2021, so this is the first year they did 17 games. Missed 5 games, missed 5 games, missed a game, played a complete season. Missed, let's do the math here, 2 + 2 equals 4, right? Missed 4 games, okay? We're in agreement there. He has had 2 complete seasons his entire career. That comes with the territory. Injuries are a thing. That happens. That's okay. Missing 1 or 2 games is within the margin of error. I'm fine with that. Let's see what else he has to say.
And he has had 3 1,000-yard receiving seasons, 3 of his 4 years. So he's been a productive player.
What UDFA wide receiver is putting up 3 of 4 1,000-yard receiving seasons? Which, point me to one, please. At least point to a standard of that happening. Because we've already established Rashid Shaheed is above the standard of UDFA receivers, and he still didn't get near a 1,000-yard receiving season.
You're going to go through all of the dynamic number 1 receivers before you get to Olave.
Let's do that. Let's go through all the dynamic receivers, all of the true number 1 game-breaking receivers. JSN, solid, right? Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. No arguments here, right? Then we have our first tight end with Trey McBride, Zay Flowers, all very good receivers. Oh, look who's number 8. Chris Olave was number 8 in the league in receiving yards. 7th wide receiver, by the way. 7th wide receiver in receiving yards. No, but all of them first. You have 25 other receivers who are better than him. You want to put Wan'Dale Robinson, Cortland Sutton, Stephon Diggs better than him? You're looking at career. You're not looking at a single season. And the fact is, he is top 10 from 2025 and still had over 1,000 yards 3 of his 4 other seasons. But what do I know? I'm just a guy in his room. I don't do this for a living. This isn't my job. This isn't the only sole responsibility that I have for my job is to do this shit.
Somewhere in the 20s if you're ranking receivers in the NFL.
No, top 8. He's number 8. 7 in receivers, actually. He's number 7 in his receivers because the other one was tight end with Trey McBride. We're talking about performance. We're not talking about name. We're not talking about this. We're talking about performance. What did you do on the damn field? I don't care what you think is dynamic. He performed on the field. Bar none. Bottom line.
I do not think he is anywhere near the caliber of the top 10 receivers in the NFL.
Where's he ranked? Where would you rank him? You've told him where other people rank him. Where do you rank him? Where do you rank Chris Olave? Because he is top 10 in receiving yards. Top 8 for receivers. Where do you rank him? Like, what are we judging here? What are we talking about? What are we basing this off of? Because based on his performance last year, he's a top 10 receiver, which this is all the top 100 list does, 2025. We're not taking into account anything else. That's it.
Which is what he wants to be paid like.
What he deserves to be paid like.
Undersized.
I'm so sick of this undersized shit, okay? Let me see. Let me find it. I'll put it up on screen for you, but I have it. I have it separately. He is 6 foot, 183 pounds. No, sorry. That's Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is 6 foot, 183 pounds. Stephon Diggs, 6 foot, 190. Marvin Harrison Sr., Hall of Fame receiver, 6 foot, 185. Same height, 2 pounds less than Chris Olave. Is he undersized? Sorry. Marvin Harrison isn't a game-breaking receiver. I'm sorry. How about Isaac Bruce? 6 foot, 188. Torrey Holt, 6 foot, 190. Antonio Brown, the game-breaking demon-time receiver from what, 2018, 2019? 5'10", 185. Jalen Waddle, 5'10", 182. Brandon Cooks, 5'10", 183. Like, my point is, you're saying that he's undersized. He's 6 foot, 187 pounds, and he might even be more than that. He's 6 foot, 187 pounds. The average height for a receiver in the NFL is 6 foot. The average weight, 190 pounds. He is the standard size for a receiver. To say that he is undersized is laughable. I'm so tired of this argument. Even if he is undersized, who cares, dude? Who cares if he's undersized? He's making plays and doing what he does out there. Are we going to say Darren Sproles isn't a good running back because he's only 5'6"? Are we saying he's not deserving of being a running back 1? By Drew Brees' own words, he was his favorite weapon. 5'6" running back was his favorite weapon. But he's undersized, so he's fuck him. Whatever. We're just not gonna pay him.
He has had issues making the dynamic play.
Has he? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this player that is not dynamic whatsoever. Goes up, makes a play, survives the hit, and survives the ground. Not dynamic, though. It gets you in scoring range, gets you within 3 yards of the end zone. But he's not dynamic. But he can't do different things, right? He can't go out of the backfield. He can't go deep. He can't go for a slant. He can't go mid-route. He can't go out. But he's not dynamic at all. No, of course. It's crazy to say that Chris Olave is dynamic. Oh, here we go. I believe it's a 2-touchdown game for Olave. Oh, look, there he goes deep. There he goes deep. Yeah, not dynamic at all, though. Not dynamic at all. Goes up and grabs it. Not dynamic. You're right. Sorry, he's not dynamic. I'm so sorry. Goes up and gets it, survives the hit. In between 2 players. Not dynamic, though. Two touchdowns in a game isn't dynamic whatsoever. What are we talking about? Now let's go to this is one of my favorite games of his. So my 2 favorite games are against the same team, against J.C. Horn, top 10, top 5 cornerback in the league. If you say that he's not dynamic, he can't perform against the top talent, this is one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Pressure coming. Chuck has a moment. Goes deep down the sideline, and the catch is made, and taking it in is Chris Olave.
Burns him for a touchdown, but no, don't worry, he's not dynamic. Now here is possibly my favorite play of the season by him. But not dynamic. Not dynamic, though. Not dynamic.
For Olave. Oh, what a one-handed grab. But
you want to talk about straight courage and understanding, hey, you didn't stack.
His arm is being grabbed. Look at where this ball is. He's going up and yanking this thing down. Oh, but Chris Olave isn't a dynamic player. What are we talking about, Scotty? What? Top 10 cornerback, J.C. Horn. Little context for you. All of them know that this man is getting the ball. Why? Because you have Mason Tipton, Kevin Austin Jr., and then, well, maybe you could go to Juwan Johnson. But really, come on. You have a bunch set, and then you have a single receiver out wide. Who's getting the ball? We all know who's getting the ball, and look what he manages to do.
Horn up top. On 3rd down, Shuck goes that way.
What? It's not dynamic at all. Look at this. This is artwork. Hanging in the Louvre. Least dynamic receiver in the league, though. He's not dynamic. He doesn't do anything dynamic. He just burns one of the best cornerbacks in the league and puts him flat on his face twice.
The fact that his drops number is low. Well, I don't care how you chart.
You don't care how you chart a statistic that shows that he doesn't drop the ball much, but he doesn't catch the ball. He doesn't catch the ball when he needs to catch the ball. I don't care. I don't care that 2 + 2 = 4. I'm going to make up my own math.
What is a drop and what isn't a drop? We routinely see Chris Olave not make the spectacular.
We routinely see him make the catch. There has only been a select few amount of times in which he has not made the catch. He always makes the catch. Just because Michael Jordan doesn't make every single buzzer beater doesn't mean that he's not a dynamic player and doesn't make the shots. I'm not saying that Olave is Michael Jordan. I'm just saying that you can't selectively take 2 or 3 drops that he has and say that he doesn't make the big play when he clearly does.
He'll play when he has the opportunity. That's what you expect from a true number 1. That's my point about Olave. I think Chris Olave could be the best number 2.
I'm so tired of this argument, dude. I'm so tired of this argument. He is a top 10 receiver performance-wise. Take away everything else. Take away all the other BS. He is a top 10 receiver performance-wise from 2025 and pretty damn near it with every other season except for the one where he was hurt with a concussion. Are we going to say that Malik Neighbors isn't a top 10 receiver because he was hurt all last season? Are we going to say that Joe Burrow isn't a top 10 quarterback because he's had several injuries? Are we going to not pay him because he's been injured? His performance is there.
In the NFL. And which is why I suspect the Saints drafted Jordan Tyson with a top 10 pick after taking Olave 11 overall.
We drafted Jordan Tyson because we had no weapons. Jordan Tyson was the best weapon on the board. Do we think that Puka Nacua isn't good because they brought on Devontae Adams? Do we think that Jamar Chase isn't a number 1 because they have T. Higgins? You bring in as many weapons as you can for your quarterback so that you can be the best team to compete with the best players. That's the laziest shit. You draft Jordan Tyson because you have no other playmakers, because you need them, and you want to give your quarterback, your rookie now your second-year quarterback, all the weapons that you can. Your potential franchise quarterback, you want to give him everything you can to succeed. That's how you do it. That doesn't prove anything, dude. I don't care that they got Jordan Tyson. That's awesome. Give me that duo action.
Because they know Olave is not the game breaker. He's not the guy that's going to go take over a game like Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or Puka Nacua or JSN can. That's what you're hoping to get. And so you're not going to pay Olave like those
8th overall receiving yards.
Those guys. He is a very, very good NFL receiver. He's just not a top 10 receiver in the NFL.
2 + 2 = 4
That's
says you're wrong. The facts say you're wrong.
My point about Olave, they're not going to like this one, Muse. It's a lot like Derek Carr.
Nope, I'm skipping this part. Absolutely. No, I'm not. I'm not holding on. I'm not listening to any of this. Absolutely not. It's absolutely a horrible take. And I hate every bit of it.
He's a bottom tier 1, top tier 2.
But that doesn't equal what you're saying. Tier 1 is top 5. Tier 1 is top 5. That is it. He's not top 5. He's close to it. But he's clearly a number 1, and he is clearly top 10. He is at the top of tier 2. He is right there with the best of them, based on his stats, based on his performance. I'm not basing his size. I'm not basing any of this bullshit that doesn't matter when he performs on the field.
But he is not and never will be in the same.
Oh God, I hope he. Oh, never will be. Oh my God, dude, I want to play that. I want to play this clip on loop for Chris Olave every single day, so we can go out there and prove him wrong, dude. That is, and never will be, is a crazy statement to make. He's 4 seasons, never will be. That's crazy, dude. Holy shit. First 4 seasons, 3 of them are 1,000 yards. And he's never going to be the dynamic number 1 wide receiver. That's fucking crazy.
I just don't want to pay Chris Olave like a top 10 receiver.
I want a Lambo for $20,000. Can you find anybody to give me a Lambo for $20,000? No, because it's absurd. That's not the fucking market. What are we talking about? Let's look at this. Because I think he says 17 to 20. That's all that is said the rest of the video. We're going to...
In the NFL. I want to pay him like a top 25 receiver.
Let's see what that looks like.
In that 17 to 20 million a year range.
17 to 20. Okay. That's the rest of the video. So we're going to talk about this. All right. I have it pulled up. Okay. You have JSN, Jamar Chase, Drake London at $32 million, dude. Drake London's career so far, 800, 900, 1,200, 900. Solid performance, right? $32 million. Chris Olave, 1,000, 1,100, 400 because of the injury. We can basically throw that out or have it as a wash. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this equals to like 850 yards. If he plays a full season, if I'm not mistaken, I think I did the math on that. That equates to about 850 yards. Still right up there with his rookie year, okay? Down year. Inconsistent play, inconsistent quarterback play. We get it, okay? He is at or above Drake London based on performance. I don't care what arbitrary number you use, based on performance, and he is getting 35. I'm sorry, I said 32. Drake London is getting $35 million. Okay, you said 17 to $20 million. You think that Chris Olave is worse or as good as Jacoby Myers, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., Wan'Dale Robinson, Romeo Doubs, or Rashid Shaheed. All respect to Rashid Shaheed. But we've already seen Rashid Shaheed's numbers. I'm not going to pull up every single one of everybody's numbers that I just listed. I'm telling you the market is that he is at 30 up. The market based on his performance. I don't care what arbitrary thing you use. You already said you don't care about his drops numbers or how you list a drop. You don't care how they list a drop. You've admitted that he doesn't drop the ball much. You don't care how they list a drop. That's 2 + 2 = 4. That's math. But you only want to look at the math when it suits you, when it suits your needs. I agree with you, by the way. I agree with you. The wide receiver market is out of hand. It is ridiculous. But the market says he is in this range based on performance. We've seen the stats. We know the stats. We have it listed here. He is top 8 in performance from last year. Now, let's look at 23. Chris Olave, 17, 2022, regular season. Chris Olave, 18. He is a top 20 receiver in all of his years. And now in 2025, barring injury, of course, we're not including injury years. We're not including that. Your performance, top 10. Top 8 with receivers. He's number 7 among receivers. So this is why it bothers me so much. What you want is a pipe dream. What you want doesn't exist. And again, no hate to Matt Moscona as a person. I value some of his input that he has, but this take is so off. Now that is it for today's video. And get on out of the comments. Let me know what you think. Is Chris Olave really 64? in the top 100? Is he higher? Is he lower? What do you think? Is he actually a true number one? He may not be a game-breaking receiver yet. He's got some time. We'll see how that pans out. And as always, today, forever, and yesterday, don't take yourself too seriously. Ooh, that baby, I love you, and have a great day.